Hello and welcome to Minecraft Reviews. Today, we're going to review HeathCliff and the DingBats. I know, no special book today. HeathCliff and the DingBats? What's that, you're asking? Well, it's a very interesting and very silly animated show from the 80s. So, here's the intro just to show you how silly it is.
Classiest cat.
HeathCliff!
Who's got charm? Who's got warmth? Who's got style? You can bet he'll never get caught in the dog catcher's net.
HeathCliff!
Who's light on his feet? A whiz at the skies. Who'll steal a mackerel right under your eyes.
HeathCliff!
Here come his friends, a trio of creeps. DingBat,
Blah, blah!
the vampire dog, Spare the skeleton, and that jack-o'-lantern of all trades, Nobody. It's the HeathCliff and DingBat show.
So, let's talk about the voices first of all. Now, you guys know that a few 70s and 80s cartoons can have some really bad voices. We've seen some in some of our streams that were just laughably bad. I'm happy to say this isn't one of them. We have an all-star cast to talk about, and that's a wonderful thing. This is something that's very, not rarely done, but I would suppose back then these weren't all-stars. But to us, we know they are. So, first thing I want to point out is a lot of the people that are used to the Deke version, hey guys, those voices are back. So if you guys really enjoyed the Deke version of this, you're going to love this version because you've got those voices. So let's talk about exactly who they are. Let's start out with HeathCliff. HeathCliff himself is voiced by the great and late Mel Blanc, who, if you guys honestly don't know who he is, I don't think I even need to list his credit. Come on, guys. You have the Google, and I guarantee you guys have heard his voice so many times that I don't even need to go into it. Honestly. And another really cool voice is Henry Corden. Who's Henry Corden, you might ask? You guys know him as Fred Flintstone. From the Jetsons, of course. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't make that mistake. He's from the Flintstones. Though, I believe he actually was in the Jetsons, too. Now, this would mean you've got Barney and Fred together. That's just awesome as it is, right? But you also have the great Frank Welker, who you all know as Megatron, and so many other voices too, as DingBat the vampire dog. That's right, people. I mentioned a vampire dog. Sit back, we're gonna be here a while. You've also got... it's so many voices, I can't even think of it. The wonderful voice of June Foray, who is the granny from Looney Tunes, Magica De Spell from DuckTales, and loads of others. We also have Don Messick, who most of you guys know, and have tortured me with, from Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Astro, and Muttley. Man, this guy really liked doing dog voices. So right off the bat, you're saying, this is a really good cast. So how's the animation? Well, let's just take a look.
I must find a rare breed of dog, or I'll never win first prize at the dog show. What's that? Hey, DingBat, have you figured out where we are yet? Of course I have. We're lost. Get back down here. You're as blind as a bat.
So, as I said, this was done in the early 80s to the late 70s, I believe they started working on it. And in my opinion, I've seen animation from that time that can be a real hit or miss. But I really did like this animation. It's clear, though HeathCliff does look a little weird in some frames. Like, they keep changing the style of his eyes, which, if you've seen the Deke one, he's got one solid style. In this one, it kind of changes styles a little throughout it. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that kind of throws you off if you're used to one version of it. It's not bad, and on the DVD, I'm really happy to say it looks nice and clear. Something that I've seen other animations not look. There's a little bit of age on there, like the spots, the lines, I'm not exactly sure what they're called. But then again, it's from the early 80s, what do you expect? I believe it's ignorable. It's a really nice series. It looks really, really nice, which is something that's a big plus. It just shows how really beautiful hand-drawn animation can look. And this is one that looks really crisp and clear. So now we move on to voicing and sound effects. Do they sync properly? Do they sound good? Are they clear? Does anything sound mumbled? No! I am very, very happy to say it is all very clear and the sound effects are perfectly timed. It is they really put a lot of effort into this cartoon. And it's something, again, that I've seen a few 80s cartoons not have, where slightly the syncing is off, so the voicing will come after the animation, which it's very minor and usually it's hard to tell, but I have seen it. But I would say in this one, especially with the DVD copy, it's done really well. And we're going to get more into where to get the DVD later. But now, let's talk about the actual characters, because that's why we're here, right? Well, I don't think I have to explain HeathCliff to you guys. Maybe I do? If you don't know him, well, think of Bugs Bunny. He's a smart aleck that loves causing trouble and torturing a dog catcher. That's right, guys. There's a cat that loves torturing a dog catcher. A very country dog catcher. It's a cartoon. What do you expect? So, like I said, he really does remind me of Bugs Bunny. The voicing, throws it in there is definitely a reminder. I think they wouldn't have been able to pick up more perfect voice for this. Because if you're going to have a smart aleck, why not have the ultimate smart aleck doing the voice, right? So definitely a plus for HeathCliff. Like I said, his animation is a bit odd because the eye animation changes sometimes. But it's not something that's really going to make or break it. I still think it's really good. And he is pretty much the star. Sadly, you don't see him interacting with the DingBats, at least with most of the episodes I've been watching, which I will add to this video if it ends up being wrong, but I do not see him interacting with the DingBats, which kind of sucks. But hey, it's still really cool to see both of these segments. So let's talk about one of Heathcliff's enemies, the dog catcher. The dog catcher's voice is done by Fred Flintstones. So you have a countrified Fred Flintstone, in other words. It's an interesting little enemy, though I don't know why they didn't call him a cat catcher, because really, why would a dog catcher be interested in a cat? It's almost kind of funny because you're thinking of Fred trying to catch Barney, which Barney always outsmarts him, so it's just like those commercials that we keep seeing. Fred can't catch a break, even when he took a job as a dog catcher. I wish I had an image for that. But next, let's talk about the DingBats, guys. Sit back, this is going to be the fun part. I don't want to talk about the DingBats, I'm kidding. So the DingBats is very pun-oriented. And we all know how much I love puns, right? I just love puns. No. The DingBats basically are as I was told them, are the Three Stooges. And in a way they are, and in a way I really can't see it. You've got the fat one, which is the skeleton, and someone explained to me how a skeleton can be fat. I want an explanation for this. Then you have the little pumpkin. You have a walking, talking pumpkin. I don't need to say any more. And then you have the dog. The vampire dog. Done by Frank Welker. Blah, 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 blah. Pretty much his entire thing is he does that whole blah, blah, blah thing. Which really reminds me of the Count from Sesame Street. I'm not sure if they were doing it like that or if they were trying to be like the Count from the movies. You really, really have to like puns and stuff for these segments. Now, I'm not a huge fan of puns. I've gotten maybe one or two chuckles out of some of them. But, I do like it when they call everyone creeps. That's something I really, really like. That's just my thing. I thought that was kind of cute. And I kind of like some of the other puns. Then again, it also reminded me of Monster High and how they just drive the puns into the ground. Like, spooktacular. It'll be spooktacular. I was waiting for one of them to say, Fang rages, or something else. like I said, you really have to like puns. Now, it is enjoyable to watch. Of course, the humor was for another time, so you might roll your eyes at some of the jokes, or you might chuckle, or you might even go, there's no way they can get away with that stuff nowadays. Which can be true. There are a few episodes that I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder how many parents would complain if this was on TV nowadays. I know a few of you that like throwing puns at me, so I know a few of you are going to like the DingBats part of this. Me? I preferred the HeathCliff in all honesty. I like some of the DingBat stuff, but I was more of a HeathCliff fan watching this. So now, let's talk about where you can actually get it. Well, that's the thing. You can get it on Amazon. And to get it directly from the people that make it, you gotta go to Warner Archives. A really awesome place where you can get some really rare animations. Some even I've never heard about. I'm going to put a link in the description so you guys can all check them out. But I do have another DVD, well, a Blu-ray from them to review next, which will be Batman Brave and the Bold, something I've only seen a few episodes of. So let's get on to the grading. What am I going to grade this DVD? Let's see. I'll be giving this 3 stars. Good animation, good voicing, but -2 for bad puns. You guys sit in your pun corner and you think about what you did. But it's definitely worth a look. And I would say head over to the Warner Archives. If you like Garfield or Looney Tunes and stuff like that, you may get a kick out of this. You may not laugh a lot, but you're going to get a few chuckles. I know I did. And if you like puns, I'm never going to hear the end of these puns from you, am I? So, this is Purity Sin, and I've got to go detox on puns. So many spooky puns. I'll see you guys next time for the next Minecraft review. Bye!